Well, what's up, everybody? Look, Fred FanView, Real Fans Talk Sports, New Orleans Talk Network, man. Don't forget to subscribe to the FanView Live page on YouTube. Hit that notification button, man. And hit that bell, too, so when we also put up a video, or if you're watching us on Thursday nights from 6 to 8 p.m., you can sit down and tune into the show. This video is about running backs. There's two big-time running backs in the NFL still holding out. We in week 2 of preseason. These guys have not touched the field yet for contract reasons. That's Melvin Gordon and Zeke Elliott. Now, I know some people are stating, media-wise, even fans, would just like to disagree that why are you still paying a running back in today's NFL? I'm going to tell you why you still pay a running back. This is why Zeke Elliott is a $15 million back. This is why Melvin Gordon's a $12 to $13 million back. At the pro level, there's going to be one stat that you can't replace. Touchdowns. I know a lot of fans and people in the media like to believe that you can just replace running backs. Running backs are every 3 or 4 years, you just get another one. You can't. You just can't replace touchdowns. That is the most important offensive ingredient that you can't replace. It never will change. You know why the Dallas Cowboys are going to eventually pay Zeke Elliott? He scores the most touchdowns for the team. You know why Melvin Gordon is going to get paid from the San Diego Chargers or some other team? Because it's either going to be the Chargers that's going to pay him because he scores the most touchdowns on that team, or the team that trades for him are going to make him a $12 to $13 million back because he's going to go into that team being the most scoring player for that offense. The only time you don't pay a running back is when he doesn't lead the team in touchdowns. Now, I ain't talking about, hey, listen, a quarterback throws for 30 touchdowns. He's a team leader. I'm talking about skill positions. I'm talking about between running back, receivers, tight end, or even returnmen. At one point in time, Devin Hester led the Bears in touchdowns. When that guy is your running back, you're going to pay. Let's just talk about Ezekiel Elliott for a minute. First year, Ezekiel Elliott got in the NFL. He had 16 touchdowns, 15 rushing, 1 receiving. His second year in the league, he led the Cowboys with 7 touchdowns, 2 receiving, 9 touchdowns total. He led the Cowboys in touchdowns. His third year, 6 touchdowns last year, 3 touchdowns receiving, 9 touchdowns total. He still led the Dallas Cowboys in touchdowns. You got to pay Ezekiel Elliott. I know running backs have a lot of wear and tear in their body, take a lot of carries, take a lot of hits. Still leads the team in touchdowns. This game is never going to get beyond scoring. This game will never get more important than scoring. I don't give a damn how many more yards somebody gets. It would never become more important than scoring. You pay for people who score. Period. Ezekiel is going to get paid because not only he's the Dallas Cowboys' best offensive player, but he's their best scorer. Melvin Gordon last year for the San Diego Chargers had 14 touchdowns, 4 receiving, 10 rushing. The second best player on that team that scored was Mike Williams, had 10. You're going to pay Melvin Gordon. He scores the most. It's critical. It's never going to get beyond that. By week 1, I see that Melvin Gordon will be on the football field, whether it's the Chargers or not, at $10+ million. Ezekiel will be the highest paid running back in the game, and rightfully so, because he scores. Big deals. Guys like Alvin Kamara from the New Orleans Saints, who I'm a diehard Saints fan if anybody knows me. Alvin Kamara will get more than Ezekiel Elliott. It's the same. Alvin Kamara last season had 18 touchdowns, 14 rushing, 4 receiving. That's 18 total. The previous year before his rookie year, he had 8 rushing, 5 receiving, 13 total. Alvin Kamara has over 30 touchdowns in his 2-year NFL career. You're going to have a lot of fans say, well, he don't get a lot of yards. He's not going to lead the team. He's not going to lead the league in rushing. He came number 2 behind Todd Gurley. This is why when Todd Gurley got paid from the Los Angeles Rams, I applauded it. I said, rightfully so. And a lot of fans were like, why are you paying a running back? There was nobody on the Los Angeles Rams who scored more than him. It wasn't close. The year before he got paid, Todd Gurley led the NFL with 19 touchdowns, 13 rushing, 6 receiving. He followed it up this year after he got paid with 21, 17 rushing, 4 receiving, 21 touchdowns. Now, in the playoffs, you saw some diminished value from him. He had the injury with the leg, the tendonitis. This game would never get beyond scoring. It's one of the reasons why, for example, if Deontay Freeman in Atlanta won't have a productive year, the Falcons are going to cut him because he won't lead the team in scoring. That's not a quarterback. Last year, Calvin Ridley did. He had 10 touchdowns. So in order for Freeman to keep his money, Freeman has to out-touchdown the guy at receiver who's going to score the most touchdowns. He can't do that. They're gonna cut the $8 million. Unless he lead the league in rushing or something. He had to lead another stat. Christian McCaffrey from the Carolina Panthers will get paid. People are like, why is that? He leads the Panthers in touchdowns, man. Last year in his second year, he had 13 touchdowns, 6 receiving, 7 rushing. You can't replace the guy who gets in the end zone, though. This game will never get beyond that. It's one reason why Randy Moss is one of the most prolific guys we ever watched. This is why Odell Beckham, his first 3 years in the NFL, were just amazing to watch. Because you can't replace a guy who scores. You just can't. That's why Alvin Kamara, I think, is going to be the first $16 to $17 million back. Especially if the Saints come out here this year. He has another 15 touchdown season. That means for the first 3 years of his NFL career, you're looking at 45 touchdowns. And I'm not even talking about kickoff return like that. I'm just talking about on offense. You know how to check. You're going to pay. So don't look at the NFL running back position as diminished value. Oh, these guys, you can do it by committee. You can split his carries. You can divide them up. They're not doing what previous running backs in the early 2000s were doing, like the Deshaun Alexanders, the Priest Holmes, the LaDainian Tomlinsons, guys of that caliber. When Adrian Peterson first came to the league, the Tiki Barbers, granted, they're not doing what those guys were doing. I don't think none of them are really better. But what I'm stating is running back position still continues. If you're on a team like the Green Bay Packers, you don't have to pay Aaron Jones. He's not scoring more touchdowns than Deontay Freeman. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers don't have to pay a running back because no other player in that offense is scoring more than Mike Evans, touchdown-wise. The Patriots didn't pay a running back for years because no one was scoring more touchdowns than Gronk in any other position. That makes sense. So when you start thinking about, man, should your team pay a running back, ask if your team running back scores the most touchdowns among all the positions. If the answer is yes, you pay him. If the answer is no, then that's the running back you can move on from. This is how this works. Melvin Gordon, going to get paid. A guy like Lamar Miller, you can cut. See how that works? He don't score more than DeAndre Hopkins. See how this works now? Man, listen, that's my video, man. Listen, don't forget to subscribe to the FanView Live page, man. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell when it comes up, man. Appreciate it. That way, anytime we put up a video, you get notified. But that's just why you pay running backs. They score the most touchdowns for the team that's not quarterback, you're going to pay. Period, point blank.